In this video, I'm going to show you how explosive January and February could potentially be. I have data backing this. But first, we have New Year's Day prices. Look how bullish Bitcoin as a whole is, right? 2015 was a New Year's Day, was $314. Bitcoin was $314. Let's go down to 2019. $3,794. Let's go to 2022, $47,000. 2025, $93,500. That is, that people that are trading this, they're not going to see the type of gains that people that are holding for the long term are having. And this is why I'm always saying, especially on Twitter, check me out, Sir Crypto Tips, hold and buy spot and do not go into leverage. You just don't need to, guys. You can literally relax, enjoy life, and watch your gains over time. And I always tell a lot of my friends who aren't in Bitcoin right now, I tell them, hey, listen, maybe put 10 euro, 20 euro a week into Bitcoin. And by the time your kid's out of your kid's grown up or whatever, they're never gonna have to have a job. All right, essentially, there's no way they're gonna have a job because Bitcoin, by that time, will keep up with monetary inflation, which I'm gonna get into as well. Ben Rickard, okay, so he was on The Big Short. He was played by, who was it, Heidi?
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, okay. So I follow him on Twitter. He says, at current fatal and unsustainable debt levels, it is literally a matter of national survival to keep yields compressed. This means it's a matter of national survival to expand M2 money supply and to inflate away a now undeniable debt crisis. And I've been saying over and over, and I'm going to continue to remind you guys, no matter who gets, I don't care, next year, whatever, I'm gonna share with you daily how crazy the debt bubble is going to be getting. Okay, maybe not daily, but weekly for sure. Okay, so it is going to get crazy. And Jeff Berwick also shared this a couple weeks ago. Trump wants no limit on amounts of debt US government can get into, at least until after he is president. Why would he say that when he said he was going to cut government waste and reduce the debt? Now, here's the tweet from Trump that he was talking about. Congress must get rid of or extend out of perhaps 2029 the ridiculous debt ceiling. Without this, we should never make a deal. Remember, the pressures on whomever is president. Guys, it's the freaking same thing over and over and over again. Your debt levels are going to go insane. Okay, there's no way out of this. I don't care if Superman becomes president, he's not going to be able to get rid of the Federal Reserve. Those guys are untouchable. They're unelected and they're private, and they've been in office since 1913. Yes, they've been in for a very long time, and they own your military. Okay, yes, you heard it here first. Okay, now let's go into Elon Musk, who actually agrees with what is happening right here. He tweeted, "We either fix this or go de facto bankrupt." Now, this is from Kalshi on Twitter, who said, the United States has a severe spending problem. Current national debt levels is now at $36 trillion and growing. But for the first time in decades, there is a potential solution on the horizon. Really? Odds are that Doge will cut at least $250 billion in government spending and are up to 36% and 11% to cut $1 trillion. Now, I agree with the first part that there is too much overspending just because the Federal Reserve can print tons and tons of currency and just gives it to government. That's how your system works. And that is why there's so much inflation. Look at this graph right now that they posted. That's not going to end, guys. And I'm going to remind you of that. Please, please, for my sake, for everyone else's sake, remind me of this tweet. Remind me that, next year, the year after, keep reminding me. Show me the graph of the amount of debt that the US gets and watch what Bitcoin does, because you haven't seen anything yet, guys. Bitcoin is at pretty much $100,000 right now. You know why? It's because it's keeping up with inflation. That's how much they're printing out there, okay? It's ridiculous. Now let's go over to CZ, who says nations will print money to buy Bitcoin. It's actually not money, it's currency. There's a big difference. Creating their strategic Bitcoin reserves, we are going so much higher. That is true, but I do think we will see a bear market. We're going to see ebbs and flows in and out of the market. That's how markets are. Okay, nothing goes up forever. Once this bull market ends, we're going to be pulling out for sure. We are making massive profits. And if you want to see what our trades are, check out learningcrypto.com. This is my fourth bull market. I'm not messing this one up, and neither are you if you follow us. Okay, moving on. We have Pantera Capital founder Dan Morehead says the idea of a U.S. Bitcoin reserve is totally rational. The U.S. stores 600, here's the thing they don't tell you. The U.S. stores $600 billion in gold. That's kind of crazy. Go to digital gold. Bitcoin, it's much better. First off, let's rewind a little bit. How does he know the U.S. government holds $600 billion in gold? Because last time I checked, the Federal Reserve was never independently audited. And how do you know it's real gold? Do you really trust your government? Of course, you're not that dumb, right? Please don't. And if you do, please don't comment below, okay? Because we don't want you to look like an idiot. Okay, so obviously that's not true. We all know that we have no idea how much gold exists. So we have no idea how much gold is out there, or even if it's tungsten-filled gold. Why do I say tungsten? Because tungsten has the same density as gold. It's pretty much the same weight, ounce for ounce. So let's move on to Saylor here. We're going to see an end to the war on crypto under President-elect Trump's administration. End of the war, Michael Saylor. Are you kidding me? The war has literally just begun. I mean, we're dealing with regulations now that are going to crush people in the world. You may think, oh yeah, regulations are great. They're perfect. Well, actually, Bitcoin was meant to be permissionless, okay? Not regulatory, no regulations. That's what Bitcoin was created for. Because essentially, the banks had regulations, and guess what happened in 2007, 2008? They imploded almost the entire world under stern regulations. So what do you think is going to happen now? They're going to kill a lot of people's abilities to go ahead and buy Bitcoin. It's going to make the barrier of entry so high that people are not going to do it. They're going to go with BlackRock. That's what they're going to do, aren't they? We all know who Michael Saylor works for. I don't trust him one bit. Moving on, how bullish is January and February going to be? Okay, so we've had, during January, since 2017, we've had 5 up months of 5 Januaries that were up and 3 that were down. So the 3 that were down, 2019, pretty much ending the bull market, that was in a bear market. It was down 20.23%. 2022, also a bear market year, down almost 27%. 2024 was down only 0.13%, okay? But here's the kicker. Here's some bull market numbers right here. 2017, January, had a 32% gain. 2018 had a 52% gain. That was an incredible bull market, guys. That was my favorite bull market of them all. Why is that? Because there were hardly any regulations. Like the KYC didn't really exist. It was right before, anybody that was trading in that time was just, it was golden. There's no Michael Saylor, no stupid presidents or anybody were in that. It was OGs, right? It was OGs that were killing it, but it was very, very easy to go ahead and sign up for an exchange without too much information. You know what I mean? Okay, so 2020 had a 39% gain in January. 2021 had a 78.51% gain, and 2023 had a 32.44% gain on Bitcoin. I think that this is going to be very bullish this month. There's probably going to be a lot of whales that are going to be, shaking the tree as hard as they can to get as many weak hands as possible out of the market. Over the past 8 years, there's only been one bearish or down February, and that was in 2018. That was a minus 24%. Okay, but the other 7 years, 2017 had a 48% gain in February, 2019 a 27% gain, 2020 21% gain, 2021 a 8% gain. The next February was at 8.7% gain. Next February was a 1.26% gain, and 2024 in February had a 46.28% gain. Let me know what you think about how we are going to do over the next couple months, because I think this is going to be a very, very bullish couple months coming up. I think it's going to be very volatile, but I think it's going to be very bullish. And if you do want to see when we're going to be selling once again, check out learningcrypto.com. We are already killing it, and we will kill it even more, guys. Talk to you soon.